We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Will Durant. One of the hardest things to do as an adult is to change your habits. Be it by building a new habit, changing a current habit, or eliminating something that you've grown accustomed to. The human brain is actually wired to resist these changes. Habits are the brain's way of automating tasks that we perform often in order to save valuable energy. So you are fighting against yourself when you attempt to modify these. There are plenty of tricks out there to help with behavior modification and habit change, but one of our favorites is something called habit stacking. This concept is something we first heard about in James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. Our first ever video on this channel was about that book, so obviously it's a favorite. Habit stacking is the practice of attaching a new habit that you'd like to have onto the back of something that you already do by habit. Clear puts this concept into a simple formula. After/before current habit, I will new habit. Let's look at a few examples of this. After I drink my coffee in the morning, I will brush my teeth. After I start my car, I will buckle my seatbelt. After I take off my work clothes, I will immediately change into my running clothes. In each of these examples, you are trying a new habit, in the first example, brushing your teeth, to something that you already do, drinking coffee. By piggybacking on something that you already do, like drinking coffee, you make it easier for your brain to accept this new behavior because it is tied to something old, familiar, and ingrained. Once you get good at the basics of this, you can design multiple step routines on it. Let's say right now you wake up, make a cup of coffee, and waste an hour or two before you go to work, and you want to make better uses of your mornings. So in between making coffee and going to work, you could try this. Pour your morning coffee, and then read for 20 minutes. After you read, you can sit down and meditate for 10 minutes. After you meditate, you could eat breakfast, then start getting ready for work. Using coffee as a trigger, you set off a group of actions that are all tied together and you can follow day after day. Sooner or later, you won't even have to think about these actions. They'll just become what you do in the morning. And just like that, you have a productive and beneficial morning routine. You can also use this concept to insert new habits into the routines that you already have. Let's say you want to drink more water, and you want to make sure that you start your day with it. Your current morning habit is to wake up, shower, get dressed. You could insert a glass of water into this routine and change it to look like this. Wake up, drink water, shower, get dressed. This is a little more difficult than simply adding a habit, since you need to think about drinking a glass of water before simply jumping into the shower on autopilot. That being said, this new habit should stick easily with a little bit of effort. One of the most important things to get right when building a habit stack is the trigger. Triggers should be things that you do every single day without fail. Getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, showering, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and going to bed are all good examples of things that you likely do each day. By pairing one of these events with a new habit, it becomes easier to make sure that they are happening each day. Pairing something with a workout, on the other hand, might not be as reliable, since you can take days off at least once a week. Habit stacking can also be used to replace bad habits. Smoking is a great example. Let's say that you smoke each day after a meal and when you leave work. You need to replace the habit of smoking with something, like chewing gum. It is not only incompatible with smoking, since you can't chew gum and smoke, but it's similar enough that it might be able to help you curb your need for a cigarette. After you finish eating, grab a stick of gum and chew that. When you leave work, put a piece of gum in your mouth. You can pair this practice with things like replacing cigarettes with gum in all the location where you would normally keep your smokes. Or, after meals, Stay indoors for 30 minutes so you can't smoke and must chew gum. Paired with other good behaviors, habit stacking can replace bad habits with good ones and slowly help you break addiction. Remember, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. There are numerous ways to build, replace, or break habits that you can try, and habit stacking is a very effective one that I personally have used to practice guitar, read more, and walk daily. What can you use habit stacking for? We hope that you've enjoyed the video. Do you have a book, idea, or concept that you'd like to see us animate? Leave your ideas in the comments below, and we'll do our best to make a video of them. Also, before you go, please hit that like button to help the channel grow and reach more people.